Hi everybody, it's Nunu, your friendly teacher guide, and we're at the end of the semester. We're at the term paper. So my purpose in this video is to provide an overview of the term paper. Was Emerson right? Where the heck did I get that title? Let me show you. This is a famous quote from the 1840 essay Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was a famous, even in his day and famous now, American essayist and philosopher. And he had this great passage in Self-Reliance. Let me read it to you. Speak what you think today in words as hard as cannonballs, and tomorrow speak what tomorrow thinks in hard words again, though it contradict everything you said today. We're going to leave out this if you would be a man, because we would say if you would be a woman or if you would be yourself. So we're just going to take that core quote there. And this is the question we're going to answer in the term paper, all about free speech relating to the 2023 podcast, The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling, which we will use as a vehicle to explore this question. Was Emerson right in this contention? All right, back to the directions. As usual, I'm not going to read the directions to you in a video. That would be too much, right? For you and for me. I'm going to ask you to read them yourself very carefully from beginning to end. If you have difficulty reading the directions for any reason, come over here to Home and scroll down to this video about the Immersive Reader, a Canvas tool that will read all of the text in Canvas to you. This is a closed captioned YouTube video I made about how to enact the Immersive Reader. Okay, back to the directions. Okay, so what points did I want to make about the directions since I'm not going to read them to you? Well, there's our usual class rule or requirement. Use artificial intelligence, AI, appropriately. So yes, use Grammarly.com. Use any of the spell grammar punctuation checkers out there. That's completely appropriate use of AI. However, do not use ChatGPT, Quillbot, any of the bots out there that will write or revise your essay, because if you do so, I cannot do my job as your friendly teacher guide, which is to help you to build your writing skills. All right, the essay is due by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. Again, don't work until, what do I want to say? Here's what I want to say. Pace yourself. That's what I want to say. Don't start work on Saturday. Begin at the beginning of the week or even the beginning of the semester, because you can always scout ahead and read about this assignment. Prepare for this essay, okay? Don't make it overwhelming to you by starting to write it on Saturday. Start before Saturday. Okay, so I also have another thing I want to show you about these essay directions. I'm going to click on this annotated outline here. You have this annotated outline that you can choose to use or not use to help you to structure this term paper. Even if you don't use it, however, please study it. It will teach you important lessons about essay writing. All right, I'm scrolling down and I'm going to go back into our term paper. What else did I want to show you? Well, I wanted to show you that we do not have two pair evaluations due for this term paper. You have a self-evaluation that's due by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. You will evaluate your essay according to the 9 questions in our usual peer evaluation format. And you will also determine whether or not this term paper, this essay, this longer essay, demonstrates that you achieved our 2 course student learning objectives, which are right here. Now, one last thing I wanted to point out to you is that I have a workshopping the essay grading policy. I won't read it to you, but basically it's this. If you've completed all the assignments in this class and you've done your best and you score a higher grade on this term paper, this longer essay than you have on any of the other assignments, I'll wipe out all the lower grades, and whatever higher grade you earned, hopefully this grade, the A, that will become your class grade. All right. Any questions or concerns? I'm over here in inbox. Shoot me an email or come over here to home and click on this office hours icon. Learn when my campus and Zoom office hours are, and we can meet face-to-face in cyberspace or in person at my office at West. All right, so let's put this beautiful quote on the page to conclude this video. And who am I? Again, I'm Nunu, your friendly teacher guide, and I want your success in this class. I want your learning to be both meaningful and enjoyable. Any questions? I'm here for you.